This is our investigation of states of matter using writhing rice. When matter is in a different state, such as a solid, liquid, or gas, what happens to the motion of the atoms and the particles, or the molecules? States of matter are
distinct forms of matter known in everyday experience: solid, liquid, and gas, also referred to as phases.
This came from the visual glossary that you can access on STEMscopes.
Our rice is going to represent the particles or molecules. These represent particles in a solid substance. I want you to use this pile of rice as a model to draw molecular motion and arrangement of a solid inside the square on the corresponding box on your student digital worksheet. I will pause the video so that you can draw this model.
So we're on our changes in energy on the molecular level hook, writhing rice. This is where you will draw your models of the rice as they behave as solids, liquids, and gases. This tool can be used to represent the rice. You can draw the grains this way. You can also use the shape tool and then if you wanted, you could Control-C copy, Control-V, and then you would have different grains that you could move about. You could also, I don't think you could select more than one. Yes, you can. You can Control-C copy, click off, Control-V paste. You can use your arrow keys to, oh, you can't move them that way. I can move them this way though. That's another way to model. So you can freehand draw, or you can use a little tiny shape to draw them.
Take a look at your model that you've drawn. Even solids have molecular motion due to vibration. We might not see it with our naked eye, but the particles do have some vibration. I'm going to model thermal energy by gently tapping the surface of the plate so that I can change the molecular motion from a solid to a liquid. What do the vibrations represent? As I'm adding vibrations, what do they represent? It's a representation of adding heat or thermal energy. Thermal energy is the total kinetic motion energy of tiny particles that make up matter. The faster the particles move, the warmer the matter becomes. You're going to use this model to draw inside the liquid box. You will draw a diagram of molecular motion and the arrangement for a liquid inside that box. Be sure to add something to represent the motion and show the relative position of the molecules of the liquid. Now I'm going to continue adding thermal energy or kinetic energy. And you're going to use this to represent a model of the molecular motion of gas. Be sure to include motion indicators, maybe arrows or wiggle lines, to show that the particles are moving fast and freely. What did the added vibrations represent? The added vibrations represented even more heat, thermal energy, as it was added. When matter is in a different state, such as a solid, liquid, or gas, what happens to the motion of the atoms and molecules? As the atoms and molecules in matter move from a solid to a liquid to a gas, their motion speeds up. What is the energy of motion called? The energy of motion is called kinetic energy. How can kinetic energy be added to a system? Well, kinetic energy can be added by pushing, pulling, or adding thermal energy, heat energy. What was added to this system to cause a change of motion? We were adding thermal energy, kinetic energy, to model the heat. Now you will look at question number 1 on your digital worksheet.
So this question is asking, what happened to the motion of the particles, the rice, when thermal energy was added to the system? I'm going to copy this part of the sentence. We're going to Control V, paste. I'm going to turn the W into a capital. When thermal energy was added to the system, comma, the particles, rice, put an apostrophe for plural possessive because I'm talking about its motion, and then you would finish that sentence. When thermal energy was added to the system, the particles' motion Question 2 asks, what happened to the state of matter when thermal energy was added to the system? Copying that part, right-click pasting, turning it into a proper sentence with a capital. When thermal energy was added to the system, comma, the state of matter You will answer that. And I think they're looking for how did it change? Did it change from a gas to a liquid? Did it change from a liquid to a gas? Did it change from a solid to a liquid? When they're adding thermal energy, what happened to the state of matter?
Please be sure to save your work in STEM Scopes, mark it complete, and then mark it done in the Google Classroom assignment.